Hey, and welcome back to another session with me on PTE, mate. Sorry guys, I haven't been able to upload a lot of videos recently because I was quite occupied with I was trying to juggle work as well as my visa application. And now that that's all sorted, I thought, yeah, it's time for me to upload the next tutorial. So today we're going to be talking about the Retell lecture, which is one of the most feared questions on the PT speaking task. Right, so the scoring is pretty straightforward. They're testing you on your listening and your speaking skills. Um, and apart from that, obviously, your content, you need to cover all the important key points, describe all characters. Well, according to the score guide, it says retells all points of the presentation and describes characters, aspects, and actions, the relationships, the underlying development, implications, and conclusions. So to make things simpler, you make sure that you go in the same flow as a lecture. You don't have to repeat every single detail, but cover the main points, the conclusion, the introduction, all of that. Well, we'll get to that in a moment's time. Um, Pronunciation, just like every other speaking task, you get maximum for native-like pronunciation and the least for a non-English pronunciation. The same things with the oral fluency. Maximum is for a native-like fluency and the least for non-English like fluency. Right, so how did I practice? Well, more often than not, you get a lecture with, before the lecture even starts, I think you get like about 10 seconds prep time. And sometimes you do see an image, a picture on the screen, and that should kind of give you a basic idea of what the lecture is going to be like or what the lecture is going to be about. Will definitely help you to create a mental picture of the lecture and assist you in understanding the flow. Now, when the lecture is being played to you, you can't, obviously, it's not physically possible to write down every single detail of the lecture. Because if you try to do that, if you try to write down as a speaker is speaking, you're definitely going to lose track and you'll get confused, you'll panic. So the best thing to do, and obviously this comes with practice, it does not happen overnight. Um, when the lecture is playing, write down only the key points. Pay special attention to things like names, dates, numbers, times, and some words that are stressed very often. Sometimes they're repeated very often in the lecture. And when they do that, it means that that's actually the main idea, the crux of the lecture. So as the lecture is playing, write down all the key points in the same order as you hear it, because when you repeat your lecture, please try not to mix up the order. Because if you do that, you might not get maximum points for content, and it's very important to make sure that your order is not jumbled. The flow has to be right. Like the lecture starts with an introduction mostly, and then it's got a body and then a conclusion. And when you repeat, uh, you're kind of summarizing the introduction, the body, and the conclusion in the same order because you've got only 40 seconds here. And obviously, there's loads to cover in those 40 seconds. So you need to practice a lot to make sure that all your key points are covered in those 40 seconds. But at the same time, you're not making any grammatical errors and you're repeating like a normal human being and not like a robot with proper fluency. So you need to practice. Definitely, you give it like a week's time or so. It really depends on how strong your communication skills are. But on an average, a week should be sufficient. When you reframe the sentences, when you've got all your key points written down and you're looking at that, and when you're reframing them in your own words, you don't have to repeat the same words as you hear in the lecture. You can summarize it in your own words, make it sound logical, and sometimes you might, find yourself loss of words. Do not stop talking then. Speak whatever comes to your mind. You can just repeat certain words if you want to, but don't hesitate and don't make any false starts. And that only comes with practice. Like I said again, practice, practice, practice. Right, so let's look at a simple example. Well, I obviously am not going to play the lecture for you here, but I've just put down the transcript of what the lecture might sound like. And if you want, you can pause this video and go through the paragraph. It's the same paragraph that was used during the summarized written text video. And we're just going to go bit by bit and go through the details to what needs to be done. Right, so when the speaker is speaking, I've written down the key points, like I'm measuring efficiency, then I'm measuring profitability, and I'm saying how communities are cut in the name of efficiency. So these are the key points in the lecture that I've noted down. And then I'll summarize it and I'll say that according to economists, efficiency often equates to profitability. Now, when you're starting the lecture, obviously you will not go directly, stating, as I've stated here. You would say, according to the lecture, or the speaker in the lecture says that, according to economists, efficiency often equates to profitability. All right? Right. Now, in the second paragraph, I've highlighted turn inefficient national services into profitable businesses, blah, 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 enterprises. And then among those are social, environmental, human, and cultural costs. So I will rephrase that. I'll say privatization of inefficient national services incurs social, environmental, human, and cultural costs. To try to practice this as much as you can, I've given you like a brief overview of how you should approach this question type. And it's very similar to a lot of other tasks, but the only difference is that you need to repeat and restructure your sentence to cover all important points. All right, right. Thanks for listening to me. And please, if you like it, please like, comment, subscribe, and I shall be putting up new videos very soon. It's just that I'm trying to juggle a lot of things here. But thanks for your patience, guys, and I'll be back soon with another video. Take care and stay safe.